as I say, looks like Bestie. Looks like Bobby, but I don't know who the guy is in the middle. There was always one of us that could do something in the game. Well, hopefully do something, so it was really nice. And of course, not only these two players, we had Nobby Stiles, Pat Creran, Alex Stepp. We had a good team. It blended really well. It was really, we were good at the back. It was exciting. We had a good team.
Coming up on this episode, unseen footage from my archives. It was February 2010 when I filmed this exclusive interview with one of my all-time heroes, the one and only Denis Law, king of the Stretford end. I've got the honours behind us in the director's room here. It's obviously quite a collection. And when you came, Denis, it had been summer of 1962. And your first game, you scored in your debut. I did, yes. That would be one of the few games that I do remember, because I was quite nerve-wracking. For the fee that United paid was at the time was a lot of money, and you just wonder, how's the game going to go? You sincerely want to play well, and I thought I did, and I was fortunate enough to score in my debut. Unfortunately, we drew 2-2, which was not the best way to start, but it was a very, very nerve-wracking. Yeah. I was glad. I was really glad when it was all over that we got the first game, out of the way, which was, was nice. So we didn't do particularly well that season. We nearly got relegated. It was a season where we had a severe winter, where we didn't play it, I don't think, for about just after that, about 11 weeks, I think we didn't play. But it just shows you, and as I say, we nearly got relegated. We beat Leicester here, I think, the last game, and in fact, and they went down or whatever. And then we were fortunate, we had a good cup run. I don't know why, we just seemed, every time we played in the cup, everything seemed to go well. And we went on, and of course it was every player's dream was to play at Wembley, and particularly in the cup final. But not only a dream was to play there, was to go and actually win it as well, because we'd all watched finals through the years. I mean, my first final I ever saw was 55, I think, Manchester City, and 56, and then of course United 57, I think, if I remember, 58. And so it was something that the whole nation watched, so that was your dream to play in there. So we were very fortunate. We got away with not getting relegated, and we went on to win the cup. And that was the start, really, of a period of time within the club that was very successful. We went on then to win the league in 65, which got us into Europe. We should have won the European Cup then. We had a really good side. That's another thing. We had a few injuries. And then, of course, we won the league in 67. And then, unfortunately for me, I didn't play in the European Cup final in 68. So it was a 5-year period where it really was first class.
You didn't play, as you said, in the European Cup final, but you played a major role in getting the team to Wembley. You must have felt very much part of the team and the whole experience when you saw that St Mattbusby achieving his lifetime's ambition. Yeah,
well, it was. We had drawn for me, one of my favourite team was Real Madrid in the semi-final. I played in the first game here at Old Trafford. We beat them 1-0. We then went to Madrid, where unfortunately I was injured. My knee was playing up, and we had a bit of a bad knee, and the lads went there and drew 3-3, which elected them to play Benfica in the final. And because I missed the semi-final, by missing the final, it wasn't so bad in a way that, I got used to it. Had I been injured, say, the week before and missed the final, I'd have been devastated. But, time had gone, and I knew that I wasn't going to play. And they won it. We thought then we should have gone on and won it again. We thought we would win it again. And looking back, we should have done a lot better. But that was a nice period in time. And of course, George Best had come into the situation in that few years. So it really was lovely.
When you were defending champions with the European Cup, you went back to the semi-finals against AC Milan the following season.
Yes.
There was that famous game here at Old Trafford, where it was an electric atmosphere.
Right.
And there was that famous incident where you thought you scored a goal.
Well, I did, really. Yeah, it really did. The ball was at least. I think sometimes when you recollect stories, they tend to be exaggerated, but the ball was definitely over by, say, that. So what do you say, foot and a half, 18 inches over. That would have been the equalising goal, and I could assure you we'd have gone on. Well, sorry saying it now, but you know, you just felt then we'd have gone on and beat them. And of course, they played Ajax in the final. Now, Ajax weren't the team then as they were to become years later, and Milan beat them, I think, was it 4-1 or something? That was a big score anyway in the final. So, but that, yeah. So I don't know if the referee had been paid off or whatever, but it was definitely over by that. When you recollect the story, sometimes it's over by that, but it wasn't. But it was definitely over by 18 inches. It definitely was a goal. And it was just, you know, the referee just, you know, play on it didn't count.
I was only a small boy then, but I remember being in the stadium and watching that game, and everybody around me, everybody in the stadium knew it was a goal.
Yes.
But the atmosphere that night was electric. I don't know if you, as a player, were you aware of how electric the atmosphere was?
Well, I always feel that every time you played at Old Trafford, it was electric anyway. You know, you had a huge crowds, you know, 67,000 or whatever it was in those days, in every game. So it must have been quite intimidating as well for the opposition to come here at Old Trafford. And I think I had a bearing on sometimes on the way that players played and the result of the game. But Europe was special. Europe was special, and it was really, you know, they had a taste of the glory, and we wanted more, and I certainly. So the fact that the referee didn't, he was the only one in the ground that didn't see that him and his linesman, I don't know what nationality they were, but I think it must have been a bit of Italian in them somewhere, you know, a bit of a free bowl of spaghetti or something. But, you know, it was just unfortunate that he didn't give the goal.
Just bouncing back to the 1963 Cup final, you missed the 68 European Cup final, but 63 not only did you win, but you scored as well.
Yes, well, again, I will keep repeating myself. It was your dream to play at Wembley, be in a cup final, winning team, but also to actually score as well. So, I mean, I sort of, I said at the time, you know, well, I don't care really if I don't go back again. I've been here and I've done it, and that was lovely, but of course, that was a mistake saying that, because we should have been back a few more times, because I think if my memory is, if I could recollect how I remember, I think we got beat in 4 semi-finals in the years after that. So it was just, I think that I got there anyway in one game. It was just like, it was lovely to score and lovely to go up, you know, to meet the Queen or whatever, you know, and get handed your medal. That, yeah, it was a dream, really.